Hey, welcome guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss what is a build to rent strategy in real estate investment. We're going to talk about what it is and how you can utilize this strategy to grow your real estate portfolio. So without further ado, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. So what is build to rent? Well, build to rent is essentially buying a piece of land and building a property, whether it's a single family or a multifamily, duplex, triplex, or fourplex, in order for you to hold on to that property after you finish construction and renting it out, just as if you would buy a property that's already been in constructed and turning it into a rental property. So this strategy is basically, instead of buying and rehabbing a property in order for you to turn that into a rental property, it's building land so that you can develop it, build a property on it, and turn that into a rental property. So how does it work, and what are the benefits of doing build to rent as opposed to rehabbing an old property and turning it into a rental? Well, for one, how does it work? Essentially, in this case, instead of looking for a property, you're looking for a piece of land that you can purchase at a good price, and so that you can develop it and get a house built on that property. Preferably, you want to build multifamily, right? At least duplex, triplex, or fourplex, so that it stays residential, so you can get a residential mortgage on it, but you can go ahead and rent it out and get multiple tenants on it. The benefits of building as opposed to rehabbing an old property are the obvious ones, right? You're building a brand new home, which means that there are very minimal repair costs that are going to be needed on this property. Everything's brand new. So for that reason, when you build a new property as opposed to buying an old one and rehabbing it, you have very minimal work once the construction is complete. And most of the big ticket items like the roof and so on are still under warranty, or the big appliances are still under warranty. So that is one of the big benefits of building to rent strategy. Another benefit also is that you're basically purchasing the land using cash, most likely. If you're not raising money from investors, you're purchasing cash with that money, but also you can finance the remaining construction amount, right? So typically mortgages, banks will allow you to loan, they'll loan you money by using the land as a down payment, right? So giving you an example of this would be, let's say you buy a piece of land for $100,000, and that value of that land is $100,000. Well, if you can build a property up to $500,000, that's worth $500,000 after construction. Well, the bank will loan you the other $400,000 to build that house. Now, they're going to have phases, or what they call draws, as you construct the property, but for the most part, you can use that purchased the land value as your down payment for that loan. And another benefit also to doing a build to rent is you can actually do a BRRRR strategy using this, meaning you build, you rent, you refi, and then you repeat, right? And in this case, instead of rehabbing, you're essentially building the property. So how does that work? Well, if you can buy a piece of land at a good amount at a discounted rate, then once you build the property, you should have enough equity once the house has been built, where you can go ahead and refinance it and pull out the down payment, or in this case, the purchase price for the land that you put in, so that you have $0 into the deal. So going back to that deal I just spoke about, you buy the land for $100,000, but let's say that land is worth $200,000, or better yet, once you build the house for $500,000, right? You can go ahead and it's probably going to be worth $800,000. Well, in this case, you can go ahead and pull out 80% of $800,000, which is $640,000. So not only you'll be able to get back the $100,000 that you put down to purchase the land, but you also get an extra $140,000 if you choose to pull out. Now, this is just an example. I'm using high numbers to illustrate my point, but this shows you the benefit of building to rent. So not only do you have a brand new property that you own, but also you've already pulled out the money that you put in to buy the land to begin with, right? So essentially you have zero money tied to the deal. Another benefit also to doing a build to rent is they rent out for a higher amount of money. Rent tenants love new builds, right? Everybody likes a new home. So you get more money in the marketplace for it. You can do the burst strategy if you purchase the land for a discounted rate, or if the construction costs are low enough. And then also you have a very low expenses down the line. And then one additional thing to keep in mind also is the property taxes are going to be low for the first year. So whenever you build a new home, typically the tax assessors in your county, they don't assess the value of the improvements. What they call improvements is the constructed home. So they're just going off of the land value for the first year, right? Some places take about up to 2 years to assess the improvements. So you have a very low tax rate, property tax rate for the first year. So you're looking at, making a very positive cash flow with a build to rent strategy versus a typical, buying and rehabbing to rent it out strategy. All right, guys, so hopefully this video was helpful in helping you understand what a build to rent strategy is and all of the benefits. One of the drawbacks, quickly to remind you, is that unfortunately for building new construction, it typically takes anywhere from 9 months to as much as a year. So this is not a quick process. You're not going to be able to get in and out like a rehab deals where you can do it under a couple of months. This is a more long-term play, but it's got a lot of benefits to it. And then another drawback is you're dealing with a lot of permits that you have to getting architectural design built. So the first construction is probably always going to be the most difficult and the challenging one. It takes the longest. But once you have one under your belt, you can typically use the same cookie cutter type of deal and architectural design to build your next ones. So this is one strategy, guys, to look into if you decide to pursue that. But it's a good one. If you want me to make additional videos talking about this and dive in deeper in examples, I can do so. Just comment below. With that being said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, take care.